it's home.
Hello, Kristin and Stephen. I am Janna from Bagel Belt Media.
Hi, Janna.
Hi, it's so nice to talk to the two of you. Kristin, I'll start off with you. There's a unique set of challenges when it comes to stepping into an existing role. While I'm sure you were able to pull some from Laura's previous performance as Jenny, what fresh perspective and growth did you bring to Jenny? Because we haven't seen Jenny in years. So you probably had a little bit more to play with and make her your own.
Well, it's funny because I really did try for a really long time to like be Laura, you know, and to kind of to do what she was doing. And that's always going to be a losing battle because you can only be you. And also Jenny is, as you say, a really different creature by this point. You know, she's gone through, I imagine, an enormous amount of hardship. We don't necessarily know it, but we can imagine that, you know, I mean, she's raised not just her own children, but she is sort of helping to raise the next generation. You know, she's a real matriarch. And I think from that perspective, you know, she's very grounded, you know, she's very determined, you know, she's probably got like an absolute, we always knew Jenny was steely, but now I think she's got she has to be really, really tough. And we see her at a moment when she could completely break in two, and she doesn't. And for me, those are the interesting challenges to explore. I love finding the two most contradictory bits of a person, and that's where you get the interesting acting challenge. So rather than going, how can I be like Laura? You try and go, okay, at this moment, Jenny's about to break apart, but she can't. And that's where, yeah, all the fun is. So hopefully I've done that, but I know that she's a beloved character, and I definitely don't want to spoil her for anyone who has enjoyed the show for many years. So that's my one hope.
Oh, not at all. Like, I saw the first 3 episodes. Your performance was amazing because you do see that steeliness of Jenny, but also so many moments of vulnerability. So you played that so beautifully. And Stephen, in the first couple episodes, we get a really great scene between Ian Sr. and young Ian. And what do you think it is about Ian Sr. that makes him such a great father?
Interesting question. What is it about? Well, I think he's pretty selfless as a person. I think we see that throughout the series. He's kind, he's compassionate, he has an emotional intelligence which is not necessarily probably quite unusual for men of that period compared to a lot of other men in the show. Old Ian has always had a slightly more gentle and caring and empathetic side, which probably comes from the loss of his leg in the war, maybe partly who he is as well. And he's very I don't know. I think he puts others before himself. Yeah.
And this is your return to Lollybrock after quite a few years. So what was it like being back with Sam and Katrina at Lollybrock? What was that reunion really fun?
Yeah, do you know, it was amazing because the last time I filmed in Outlander season 4, all my scenes were with Sophie, and I'd never. Outlander for me was always, you know, it was like Sam and Katrina from the beginning, and so it was actually I hadn't filmed with them for a long time, so actually to be back with them and to especially be kind of tying the journey up as well, it was particularly special because they were, you know. Sam and Katrina were like, you know, unknowns when that show started. The show, obviously, the huge book fan base, but the show, you know, was at the genesis of the TV show, and so to come back on and when everyone's, you know, life had moved on, like, you know, Katrina and I are both parents ourselves now. Sam's exactly the same.
Good to know.
That was something I noticed about us all playing older people. Like, I always felt like you and me, we had proper aging makeup. Yeah. Sam and Katrina just still look ridiculously godlike. And I was like, that's not fair. Can I have some of that aging, please? But
There's certain standards for Jamie and Claire that have to be met.
no.
All right. Well, it was lovely to chat with both of you. That's my time. Can't wait to tune in to Outlander Season 7 Part 2, which airs on STARZ November 11th. Thank you so much to you both.
Thank you.
Janna.